Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late January 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Libra collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Libras? In late January, we're in Aquarius season, moving on into February soon. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Libra in late January. What's the vibe? What's the energy here for my good friends? Please. There we go. Nice and quick. Cool. So this card, I don't see it often, but I do like it. The symbolism of it is really, really cool to me. And there are little tones of it that remind me of the Hierophant a little bit. It's just very, very spiritually oriented. Not to say that that's the only thing on your mind in this time, but there's this hidden mystery. It's like the Hierophant and the moon combination. So I always like looking at this. Um, Before we fully dive into it, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this. So, as you can see, we have this individual here. They are blindfolded, they are hoodwinked, and there are all these different spiritual emblems that they seem to be searching through. So this symbolism in this image kind of implies that this person is not focused on the material world. They're kind of looking at the mysteries, the unknown, the unseen. So when I see this blindfold, it doesn't tell me like, hey, there's something you're not seeing, Libra, or hey, there's something unexpected coming in. We'll see if that shows up within the reading itself. But to me, this is a seeker, a searcher, like trying to find the meaning behind it all. Like, and I know I'm speaking big picture. This could be very small too. Maybe there's a situation where you feel like, is there something I'm missing? Are there facts that I'm missing? And it's like, I'm searching, I'm seeking. That's the big vibe I pick up from this card. Now, of course, it can tie into the heavy spiritual theme. So whether it's meditation, prayer, manifestation, something about ritual, or connecting to your own inner voice, this card is great for that. It's great for any spiritual journey, but it can just deal with information in general, which again, I know in this world today, like what to believe, what not to believe, what's true, what's total BS, right? Like, so we're just going to let him chill and go on his journey. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Libras. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was one that definitely made me give the side eye. The reading was titled "Beware of That Person." Now, obviously, all Libras are going through different things, but the main vibe I was picking up last week was that there was a person or an individual that either Spirit wanted you to be very cautious with, or to keep, at the very least, keep an eye on. There was just something about the energy and the way it was moving that was really funky to me. So we're going to see if that shows up once again. And we're going to see what shows up this week. And as you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Libra. What do we got for our good friends? What is happening in late January for the lovely Libras? Page of Swords, so similar already to what we had last week. Now, the Page of Swords is one of your power cards. We're just going to have to see, but it's like, all right, well, what's he watching? And the seeking energy, like it's with this, and now we have the Watcher, the Tarot deck. Let's get a couple more. And the Moon. So the mystery, right? Like, so, I mean, Tarot really blows my mind sometimes, because these are like the archetypes we were already discussing with that Oracle card. Let's get one more. Yeah, I don't know what this hidden energy, hidden information, like what could it be? Okay, I mean, a lot of water here this week. So we got the Page of Cups right here on the back end. So it's like the universe is preparing a little mystery for us this week, Libra. I like it. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I always like to look at the elements first because the elements inform the areas of life that could be highlighted, how the energy is moving. And I will say this, all these elements are all internal this week. So we have all the water right here on the back end with the moon and the page of cups. Water represents the inner world, right? So it's emotion, it's feelings, it's how we process things inwardly. It could speak about creativity, artistic expression, emotional expression, finding creative means for anything. So the creative juices could be flowing, and it also could speak about things or people that we care deeply for. That's why water heavily connects to personal connections. The downside to water energy is that it's always kind of in limbo, right? It's always like up in the air, or it's like, and it doesn't know which way it's going sometimes. And here in the front, we have the air, which is your power element, right? Now, the air is internal as well, whereas like this is the heart. The air is more so of the mind, whereas the water is feeling its way through something. The air is pragmatic, it's logical, it can speak of your intelligence and how you process information. Big communication undertones with the double pages as well, but especially with the air, that's the communication element. The downside to the air is that sometimes it could be cold and detached. So we're just going to have to see how it all plays out because we got the double pages, double water, all this internal, inward focused energy. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, Page of Swords. Now, you heard me commenting about it as soon as he popped out. I don't dislike the Page of Swords. I think it's similar to the other pages, obviously. And the thing I like about pages is they're students and they're communicators. So it's like I'm taking in information, I'm learning new things. The Page of Swords has a bit of a different vibe compared to the others, though. This one is a little bit more cautious, a little bit more defensive, a little unsure, which doesn't have to be a bad thing. But you see the page, they got that sword held right up where it's like, okay, I'll hear you out, or okay, I'll keep an eye on this. This card is called the Watcher of the Tarot deck. And most readers would agree that a lot of times when the Page of Swords shows up, it's like surveillance. It's like either something that I need to keep an eye on, or it could even be someone that's got their eye on me. It could be both, right? It's like I'm watching you while you're watching me. There's like a little surveillance thing going on, especially with the other page. So we'll see what's up. I mean, the downside to this Page of Swords, sometimes it could be a little too defensive. Sometimes it could be a little too inward facing, but it's searching, it's seeking for something, especially with what we have here in the middle. So we'll need to keep an eye. And the downside with all pages, they're new, they're fresh, and they have a lot of potential, but they're never a guarantee. So we'll see. Is this something that Spirit still wants you to keep an eye on? Is it someone keeping an eye on you? We'll see. In the center, we have the moon, the most subtle, mysterious card in the whole entire deck. And you see all the symbolism here. It's the complete opposite of the sun. So when I see it, it does tie heavily into intuition, dreams, psychic gifts, empathy. So again, you might be feeling a lot of things in this time, Libra, or someone you're connected to is. Because when I see this card, I also think of energetic cords, like feeling what another feels. But the biggest thing with the moon, aside from all the psychic based stuff, is the mystery, the unknowns. So again, whether it's information, whether it's understanding, whether it's clarity that you're searching for, maybe it's some very specific information. The moon obscures all, which is funny because the moon is a luminary and at nighttime it does brighten things up. But in the sense of tarot, it does obscure. In the positive sense, it could just be something surprising or unexpected or sudden coming your way. That could be a good thing. But in the other sense, it could be something being hidden from you. It could be secrecy. It could be something that's like purposefully obscured. So we want to keep a close eye on that. Now, moving to the back end, we have the Page of Cups, and it fits a lot of the similar archetypes to what we have here on the front. This could be a water sign, though, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Pages can also represent younger individuals, but the Page of Cups is much more open than the Page of Swords. This energy is all about emotional availability. It's about emotional expression as well. So it's like we have both of these cards that are looking and searching and taking in information, but only one is really openly trying to speak about it for one reason. That's initially what I'm getting, because the Page of Cups is about expressing what you feel. So for a lot of Libras, you might have that itch that you need to scratch, where there's like something I got to get off my chest, or there's something I got to say, or there's a talk that I want to have. The downside to this page, it could be bashful, very similar to the front end, where these energies could be a little too shy. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Libra. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for our lovely Libras? My guide spirit team. And yes, this is where I go intuitive, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Page of Swords. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Libra, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is the Page of Swords here? Why is that page here? Okay. This energy right here in the front is definitely a look before you leap type of energy, where it's like, all right, well, before I do something, I need to figure this out. Or before I say something, there's something I need to do. So I'm not sure if this is you acting with restraint or somebody else acting with restraint. But like when I see the Page of Swords with the Eight of Wands in reverse, it's like, I just want to make sure the coast is clear before I do or say something. So again, similar to last week, maybe there is someone where spirit's just like, all right, be a little cautious with them. That's very possible. So we could have a little bit of that holdover energy. But the thing with the Eight of Wands, this is an energy that's usually fast. It's all about action and forward movement and momentum. Huge when it comes to messages and talking and speaking. So when I see it in reverse underneath this Page of Swords, it's like, I'm going to be quiet for a minute, or I'm going to bite my tongue, or I'm going to wait. I'm still gathering information. So this to me is someone holding back for a purpose. Like there's a reason why this energy is holding back or looking before it leaps. It wants to make sure everything's fine. There is still this strong energy of observation. Another thing I could see here, Libra, too, like with the Page of Swords and this Eight of Wands in reverse, might be waiting on something to come back around or waiting to see some signs. It's like I'm scanning, I'm searching, I'm waiting for any little sign about something. And same could go for cross watchers. But that is very, very particular. So only take that if it hits. For some of you, it might just be advice from spirit, though. Just like, all right, hold off for now, Libra. Just keep gathering information, or just, yeah, it's an energy that's defensive and not ready to move forward yet. But let's keep going. Let's see what else shows up, because this could all be one energy that changes by the time we get to the back. So let's go in on the moon. Let's see what that has. So why is the moon here for Libra? Thank you. Yeah, okay. So we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. There's this looping back type of energy. Now, for some of you, this could really represent a little bit of unfinished business. We do have this like returning, circling back type of energy, which I think I've seen for you in recent weeks. It may have been even a couple of weeks ago. It is still showing up in the undertone. So for some of you, it could be an unfinished situation or unfinished business. That could easily be it, what we're seeing right here in the center. Now, if we take that away, I like the Wheel of Fortune, even in reverse, but it could represent karmic cycles. And when it shows up in reverse, it's like, here we go again. Like here I go again. Here we go again. So whether this is you feeling that there's something unfinished or somebody else feeling like there's something unfinished, it could even be both. And I don't want to hyper focus just on relationships alone. Another thing I'm picking up here, like the wheel in reverse with the moon, it's like someone popping up out of the blue, out of nowhere, like, hey, peekaboo, hi, here I am. So don't be surprised if you have some like surprising or unexpected talks as well. So it's like we have all of that right here in the center. So there's like a lot in the ether. So like we need to look and see what's up with this other page, but in the energy, in the ether, there's like a lot waiting to be unleashed, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's just keep going. So yeah, to me, that's either an energy that feels unfinished or an energy that's trying to loop back and might do it without even thinking about it. But then I also have like the unexpected, surprising talk, message, stuff like that, because the conversation's like a huge undertone this week. So let's go in on the Page of Cups. Okay. Ace of Cups. This energy is the complete opposite of this one on the front. So we have the Ace of Cups in the upright. This is all about communication. Now, for a small portion of you, this could be like, when you don't speak to someone for a really long time and it's like a day hasn't even passed. It feels like that. where it's like, okay, yeah, just picking up right where we left off. Like it's an energy that's just wide open. Now, in the rough sense, the Page of Cups, Ace of Cups combination could represent somebody they're acting as if like nothing has happened. So I know like if there's depending on your situation, maybe some stuff has happened and you might want to address it. This energy feels pretty carefree, where it's like, yeah, I'm acting as if nothing happened. Like that's just the vibe I'm picking up here, Libra. Now, the Ace of Cups is another communication card, so there is this energy that would probably like to hear from you. Um, I'm getting a lot of stuff here, especially with the Page and the Ace of Cups, because it's open. It's open to the communication. So this might be you, for all I know. This might be somebody else. It really depends on your situation. But it's like I have the one energy that's wide open, ready and waiting, and then this other energy here that's like very cautious, very reserved for one reason or another, like holding back. But I don't think it stays that way. There's just too much energy here around communication. I'm not picking up any anger. I'm not picking up any bitterness. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. So, pretty much communication, messages, talks. That's the name of the game for you this week. So, these could be separate different things for all I know, or people. But if you look here in the box position, number one, we have the Page of Swords with the Eight of Wands in reverse. So it's an energy that's being very cautious, looking before it leaps, gathering information, observing before acting. That's the big vibe where it's like, all right, there's something I want to do, but I can't do it yet. I need to figure this out first. I need to figure that out first. It's like giving me that kind of vibe. Um, Moving to the middle, we have the moon with the wheel of fortune in reverse. This could be some unfinished situation or unfinished business in the energy that might need to be addressed. For another portion of you, this is an energy that's wanting to pop back in, and it could simply just be an unexpected or surprising talk or message. Onto the back end, we have the Page of Cups with the Ace of Cups, total opposite of this front end energy. This energy is open and it's calm and it's chill and it seems like there's nothing wrong, nothing happened. So for some of you, that could be a great thing. And it does feel like picking up right where I left off too. Like, so I don't dislike the energy, but like the difference between these two ends is what's striking to me. So just watch out for being on a different vibration than someone. So we're just going to leave it at that. Let's see what's in the shadows, my friends. And yes, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card. Are we going to get another communication card? Let's see. No, the star. This is great long-term prospects. So I really like the star card. Big Aquarius energy, and as I already mentioned, right now at the time of this filming, we're in Aquarius season. So the star to me, and I know we're trying to look at the shadow side, and we will get there. But to me, this is a card of hope. It's a card of wish fulfillment. It's a card of seeing the silver lining and staying hopeful about something. So that's always a good sign. But when this shows up in the shadows, this card can kind of flip upside down. So in this time, watch out for feeling pretty gloomy, feeling low. Like this card can sometimes feel pretty hopeless, or feel like, oh, nothing's ever going to happen. Like it gives me that kind of energy. So watch out for thoughts or feelings like that, where it's like, oh, no, my star has gone in reverse, because the energy could go hopeless or pessimistic. Now, I'm not saying that's you, it could be somebody else, and you do whatever you wish. But I think trying to stay on the bright side if possible and keeping hope alive is important. So we're going to leave it at that, Libra. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the January subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or if you'd like to see what 2026 has in store for you, you can book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The January schedule's already up, so you could go check it out and see what's available. It's going quick, but for the January subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's absolutely adorable and is great for readers of all skill levels. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments from today's reading which card spoke to you the most. Even if the reading didn't quite hit, which card was giving you those warm and fuzzies or really caught your attention. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.